Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. If you've been following this journey, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. Also, please click the like button to help grow this channel and get the word out on dividend growth investing. Getting paid just for owning stocks. This is what dividend investing is all about. My main objective is to show a replicable way of building an ever-growing and ever-reliable income stream, one that does not rely on the volatility of the stock market. You simply own the shares of successful companies and you're automatically paid. In this video, I'm going to show you the dividends I received for the month of September. I'm a buy and hold investor and I buy more shares every week. And the reason I create these videos is to show you what kind of dividends you could expect from a portfolio this size, as well as how those dividends grow over time. What we're looking at right now is my M1 taxable stock brokerage account, and we'll look at the performance just overall, and it's quite surprising. The market gain on this portfolio is actually down, and it really shouldn't surprise. Over just the last month or two, the market has gone back down. But you can see though, with my dividends overall, I am up over 9%. We'll look at the last year here, and we can see up, there is a market gain over the last year. You can see my earned dividends here, and let's see where the high point of this portfolio was right about, let's see here, I think it was almost 214 I was touching at one time, and we've since backed down quite a bit. And we'll go year to date here. We can see, yeah, 214.054, that was the high point back in late July. Look at the last quarter. We can see we're down 3.42%. Last month, 4.25%. That's for the steepest decline has come over the last month. You can see last week we've just gone down just a little bit. And even yesterday I was watching the market and my portfolio value was dipping actually below the 200 mark. And but that doesn't concern me because I'm actually picking up shares for a lower price now and actually higher dividend yields. And you can see here I've got a cash balance of the 431.86. These were just dividends I received last night. So I woke up to $431.86 in my account for doing absolutely nothing. And what I'm going to do next here is I'm going to go into the activity log, and I'm going to actually show you all the dividends that I received for September. I know some people will just show you a spreadsheet or just start telling you their dividends. I want to actually show you those dividends in the accounts and how they're received here. And this is the activity log, and the activity type, I'm just going to filter this down to dividends only, and we're going to start from the beginning of the month and just read these off. You can see starting off was Aflac at $7.28, then Kroger $3.95, Pinnacle West $6.85, and American States Water $2.81. Black Hills $12.28. Then on September 5th we got Pfizer $13.16. Then Southern Company at $6.31. Johnson & Johnson on the 7th for $8.77. Then Costco, $2.39. Yum Brands, $5.66. Amgen, $11.06. Exxon, $10.83. Home Depot, $8.05. Agree Realty, $2.58. Microsoft, $4.88. Prudential, $26.54. Kellogg's, $5.76. Let's go to the last page here. And at the bottom, Realty Income on the 15th, $8.07. Then Avista, $13.81. Then Hershey Company, $6.22. McDonald's, $9.94. Duke Energy, $12.86. Qualcomm, $6.30. Waste Management, $5.35. BlackRock, $8.78. Lockheed Martin, $3.93. They're expected to announce a dividend increase, and I haven't seen it so far, so still waiting for that one. And here's the largest one for the month, which was SCHD at $723.66, and this amount was despite they lowered their dividend by a penny a share, but I still got $723.66. I'll talk more about SCHD in this video. Nvidia, a whole 16 cents, but this is a growth stock. I'm not really concerned about the dividend too much here. And T-Rowe, $13.30. Broadcom, $5.22. And here's the second largest one. This is a monthly payer too. And BST, $384.78. And then Travelers, $3.95. Digital Realty, $7.57. Pepsi, $12.57. Extra Space, $5.69. They paid a little bit of a lower dividend because they split their dividend. They paid part of it early and then the second part of it later. So I anticipate in December 29th, around that time, Extra Space is going to pay their full dividend. It should be $12, $13 for me. And then FNF, $7.39. And then it looks like the last one that came in was for Union Pacific at $4.69. I'm going to jump over to a Google Docs spreadsheet, and this tracks all the positions that are in my portfolio, and I have them arranged by the pay dates. And we can see here in the dark green, we are in September, of course, and September we are in the end of Q3, and these are the big paying months for me because I own so many different positions. And you can see March, June, September, December. Those are the big paying months. And these are the dividends that I read off. You can see right here, I've put the amounts here. And the estimated dividend, this is what it's going to pay me the next time around in December. That's if I don't buy more shares and if there is not a dividend increase. But we know with Black Hills as well as Pinnacle West, that's not true because they're going to raise their dividends, and these are companies that raise their dividends like clockwork. Exxon is another one in October. They're going to be announcing dividend increases, so these dividend amounts are actually going to go up even more. And some of the reason why you can see 693 here is listed for Pinnacle West compared to the 685, that's because I reinvested dividends, and you can see what the effect was there of 8 cents. And it's going to go even more, up even more because of the dividend increase here for Pinnacle West. But let's just do a quick count up of all the dividends received, and we'll get a quick sum. Still going. So for the month of September, the total was $13.8340. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I'm going to go to my dividend tracker sheet next and show you just how I'm tracking this portfolio and the progress within it. It's not only by the portfolio value, but I also track it by dividends paid, the quarter-on-quarter increases of my dividends. You can see I have that expressed here in a percentage as well as the dollar amount. I'm counting up the annual dividends. You can see in 2021 I didn't even break the $700 mark. And then in 2022, I almost hit the $3,000 mark. Not quite, but let's take a look at my dividends so far for 2023. I'm at $77,310. You can see how this is really accelerating. I started tracking this portfolio and doing these videos in January 2021. You can see the portfolio value here was at $18,700. You can see my deposits as well. And you can also see what my annual dividend is. This is kind of my annual income for this portfolio. And I've crossed over the $10,000 threshold. And I'm hoping to, of course, grow that and keep growing that as long as I keep buying dividend paying stocks that increase their dividend year over year. This should not be a problem. You can see, I know a lot of people will ask, well, what was going on here? There was a whole bunch of money deposited here. This was equity in a home that I no longer own. I put this into the market and decided to deploy it here. That's the reason for the big increase. And lately what I've been doing is just $100 every week and then reinvesting my dividends. As you can see how my average monthly dividend just keeps growing and growing, and the increase for September with depositing $400 was $4.93, and part of it would have been more, but SCHD announced a lower dividend, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the SCHD dividend, and I think we're okay. And what I've done is I pulled in the dividends from 2022, and you can see quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, and there's the total dividend for 2022. It looks like what I did was I just added up the first 3 quarters because we don't have the fourth quarter of 2023. And the good news is, even though there was a lower dividend, you can see from, let's undo that, there's a lower dividend from quarter two to quarter three by 1 penny, we're still up 3.12% from the dividends of 2022. So we will see what the dividend is for quarter four. I'm predicting 72 cents. So we'll see how accurate I am. And if we go up to 72 cents, I think it's not going to be that double-digit dividend increase like people have been touting SCHD for doing. I think it's going to be closer to the 5%. 5-6%, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It could be 70 cents. We'll see. But I think overall, though, the dividends for SCHD will be higher in 2023 for what they were in 2022. We can see here, yeah, this. I'll just go over the sheet real quick if you have questions. And if you use M1, I think this is a great sheet because it captures, I think, everything that you need to follow as a dividend investor. I'll leave a link below to this Google Docs spreadsheet. You can see it just has the company name, the ticker symbol, the current share price. I just use a simple Google Finance function to pull that. The shares are pulled from the M1 data tab. You can see down below to the far right. What I do is I take all the data from M1 and I just paste it over here, and all that is I go to the holdings tab and I grab everything starting from name and just copy all the way down to the bottom and just do a paste special values only. And then it populates this, and on this page over here it just does a VLOOKUP and pulls the number of shares as well as the cost basis. You can see there's the VLOOKUP there pulling from the M1 data tab. You can see my gain or loss for each position, and I've started color coding them so we can kind of get a better visual kind of readout of the performance of each of these stocks. And anything that is in the green, I just left it as white. Of course, anything that I'm current loss at is in red. Same with the percentages. Anything above 10%, so Procter & Gamble is close to that 10% threshold. If they were, it would be highlighted green. And anything that's above a 5% yield, I've highlighted in green. And it looks like there's really no positions where I've got a 10% gain and the yield is over 5%. And also the last increase is above 5%. You kind of have to pick or choose what you want. Do you want yield today or growth for tomorrow? In some of these positions, you can see like OHI, this is a little known healthcare REIT, and they've been paying a consistent dividend of 67 cents. They haven't cut it, unlike a investment I used to hold, medical properties, where they paid a high yield but ended up it was not sustainable, so the price of it tanked, and also their dividend per share was cut. But OHI, they pay a high yield today, and looks like it's going to be pretty safe, but don't take my word. I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research, but it's been a good investment for me. You can see it's not because of there hasn't been a huge uptick in the share price. It's really been reinvesting that big dividend right back into it. That's where a lot of my gains have been. You can see $250.50 of my gains has been in dividends. So you can see, and some of these, like a Costco does not pay a large dividend. It's 0.72%, but they grow that dividend, you can see, at 13%. At least that was the last increase. And I've also got a pretty good increase in the share appreciation. But you can see, though, it's not because of the dividends being paid out. But that could change, though, if Costco does a special dividend. They haven't done that for a while. And you can see in my dividend history with Costco, there was one time they paid $13.18, and that was because of the special dividend. If they do that again, I'm hoping it will kick up my dividends for Costco. But that's pretty much what I want to show you, is just what I got in dividends for the month of September. And it was, again, $1,383.40. It went up from the last end of the month, or actually the end of the second quarter. It was June, so that's the comparable month. You can see there was a modest increase in there. So even though the portfolio value has gone down since June, my dividend income has gone up. So that's one thing I like to be in control of. We can't control the market, but we can control our income from a dividend portfolio. So thanks for sticking to the end. If you get value from this video, please click the like button and also subscribe. I do other videos as well as the monthly recap, and I do a video every Monday morning. I'll show you what I'm buying in this portfolio with my $100. And I also do a monthly budgeting video. I show you the average Joe's expenses and show you what gap I had for the month, because if you have no gap for the month, you have no money to invest and to build wealth. So thanks again for sticking to the end. I hope everyone has a great weekend.